জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী। জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী। গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী। গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী। যশোদানন্দনা ব্রজজনরঞ্জনা। যশোদানন্দনা ব্রজজনরঞ্জনা। যমুনা তীর বনচারী। যমুনা তীর বনচারী। জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী। জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী। গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী। গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী। যশোদানন্দনা ব্রজজনরঞ্জনা। যশোদানন্দনা ব্রজজনরঞ্জনা যমুনা তীরা বনচারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী গোপীজনবল্লভ গিরিবরধারী গোপীজনবল্লভ গিরিবরধারী জয়ং বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমহংস পরিব্রাজকাচার্য অষ্টোত্তর শত শ্রী শ্রীমান অভয় চরণারবিন্দ ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামী প্রভুপাদ কি জয় ISKCON founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai Shamaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Gaur Premanande Hare Hare. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can obtain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame will spread all over 3 worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. I would like to have the Chaitanya Charitamrita also, the first canto, the first Adi Lila, first volume. Who can get that? Ganganayan? যে না থাকে তাহলে আমার ওখান থেকে নিয়ে আসতে। Tomorrow is Gaur Purnima, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Tithi. Its objective, why did Krishna come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So today we will discuss about the purpose of Mahaprabhu's appearance, and tomorrow also we will continue about the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You want to translate, or should I just, maybe you can, it'll be better because there's so many Western devotees. You can translate in Hindi, those who need Hindi translation, just regularly as you do it. Bengali also, somebody is translating. So who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. Here we have to understand the difference between avatar and avatari, incarnation and the source of incarnation, the origin of incarnation, the personality who incarnates. So Krishna is not an avatar. Krishna is the avatari. There are various incarnations of Krishna. For example, in Dashavatar Stotram, it has been described, Krishna's 10 different incarnations has been described. First is Meena, the fish incarnation of the Lord. Then Kurma, the tortoise incarnation of the Lord. Then Varahadev, the boar incarnation of the Lord. Then Nrsimhadev, the half lion, half man incarnation of the Lord. Then Vamanadev, the dwarf incarnation of the Lord. Then Parashuram, the warrior incarnation of the Lord. Then Shri Ramchandra, the Maryada Purushottam incarnation of the Lord, as Sri Ramchandra. Then the incarnation has been described as Haladhara, Balaram. Now, Krishna hasn't been described as the 8th incarnation. The 8th incarnation has been described as Balaram. The 9th incarnation is Buddha, Lord Buddha, and the 10th incarnation is Kalki. Now, after each incarnation, it has been described, after the description of each incarnation, it has been described what is the 4th line of each verse of this Dashavata Stotram. Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa, Keshavadhrita Kurma Sharira, Keshavadhrita Rama Sharira, Keshavadhrita Haladhara Rupa. So Keshava, Krishna, has assumed that form. So in this way, we have to understand that Krishna is not an incarnation, but Krishna is the source of incarnation. Krishna assumed the form. Keshavadhrita, Krishna assumed the form, the incarnation. Similarly, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 22 different incarnations have been described of the Lord at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then it has been described, the Ete Changsha Kala Pungsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Ete Changsha, these are Amsa, Kala, and Kala, parts and the parts of the parts. But Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead. So when we see things from the perspective of the scriptures, then we get a clear understanding. But those who do not approach the scripture, those who do not receive the knowledge from the scripture through a bona fide source, through the mercy of a bona fide spiritual master, they end up with all kinds of misconceptions. They have different types of misconceptions. Anyway, one misconception, even those who know the scriptures to some extent have a misconception that Krishna is an incarnation of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu. No. Krishna is not an incarnation. Krishna is the origin of all incarnations. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Other incarnations, actually the incarnations are the expansions of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. The super soul of the universe is Vishnu. And the incarnations are in order to establish dharma, in order to establish the law and order. The Kshirodakshayi Vishnu does incarnate. Generally, the incarnations are expansions of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu because it is the purpose, it is the business of the Kshirodakshayi Vishnu to appear and create proper standard of law and order. Dharma sangsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma means law and order. Dharmam tu shakshad bhagavat pranitam. The law and order given by established by the Lord is called dharma. So whenever there is a decline of dharma, dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Whenever there is a decline of religious principles or dharma, when the law and order is broken, when there is anarchy, when the law and order is not being followed, and there is anarchy in the universal or planetary arrangements, then the Lord comes. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So that time, in order to establish the law and order, the Supreme Personality of Godhead incarnates. That is a fact, and that is the business of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. He does that. And we can see that another reason of this misconception is, at the beginning of Bhagavatam, we see that Brahma went to Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. He went to the milk ocean and he prayed to Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. And Kshirodakshayi Vishnu did say, I will come. But who actually came? Although Kshirodakshayi Vishnu said that he would come, but in this particular millennium, in the 28th in the 28th Chaturjuga, in the Vaishata Manvantar, at the end of during Dwapar Yuga, towards the end of Dwapar Yuga, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead comes. In other ages, the incarnations come. The Yugavatars come to establish the Yuga Dharma. But in this particular Yuga, the 28th Manvantar, in 28th Chatur Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, comes. And he reveals his Vrindavan pastimes. Other incarnations do not do that. Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes is not revealed. The original Supreme Personality of Godhead doesn't come. But in this particular millennium, the original Supreme Personality, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, that Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna has come. And he revealed his Vrindavan Leela, along with Mathura and Dwarka Leela. Now this Vrindavan Leela is kept as a secret. Why? Because that is even beyond Vaikuntha. Vrindavan, Krishna is not displaying himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vrindavan Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vrindavan Krishna is a cowherd boy. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj and mother Yashoda, Brajendra Nandan. So that pastimes or these original activities of the original Supreme Personality of Godhead can be quite bewildering. In these pastimes, since Krishna does not display his identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but displays his identity as a cowherd boy, very ordinary cowherd boy. Not ordinary cowherd boy, he's a cowherd boy, but he is extraordinary under all circumstances. But people may get bewildered, people may get confused, like who is this personality? As it happened with Brahma. Even Lord Brahma couldn't recognize Krishna's in Vrindavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as a cowherd boy. Even Indra could not recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there are reasons, because both Brahma and Indra were not aware of this particular personality, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because they know Krishna in awe and reverence. Narayan, their worshipable Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, is worshipped by all, is worshipable under all circumstances. And therefore his status is in a certain way. Like Brahma's confusion came when Brahma saw, Brahma actually watched, Brahma saw that Aghasura was killed by Krishna. And he also saw that the Aghasura's soul came out of his body through his Brahmarandhra, through his head, and then entered into Krishna's body. So that made Brahma wonder, who is this personality? Naturally, he considered whether this personality was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan. So Brahma just kept on watching the activities of this wonderful boy. And mind you, how old was Krishna at that time? He was only 6 years old. Krishna was only 6 years old at that time. He was not grown up enough to take the grown-up cows. In the custom is that the cowherd boys, when they are young, they take the calves. When they are 6, 7 years old, they take the calves. Then when they are 8 years old, then they become qualified to take care of the cows. So Krishna was not grown up enough to take care of the cows. He was taking care of the calves. And he was with his other cowherd boyfriends, and Brahma was watching, and he killed Aghasura. And after killing Aghasura, they all came, and they all came to the bank of Jamuna, and they sat down to have a picnic. Different cowherd boys brought foodstuff from their homes, and they would sit down and they would eat together. They would share their food, and they would feed others, especially Krishna. If they like something, they would say, Krishna, try this out. It's so tasty. See, my mother cooked it. My mother cooked some rasmalai. And so Brahma saw that these boys were taking food from Krishna's plate and giving Krishna food from their plate, and sometimes, so this completely bewildered Brahma, that how can anyone treat the Supreme Personality of Godhead like this? So who is this person? Is he really the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose activities are just like ordinary human beings? He does not have any consideration of contaminated foodstuff, and because in Vaikuntha it never happens. No one would ever dare to do that. Take food from Krishna's plate, and okay, that may be at least tolerable. But feeding their own Judah, feeding their contaminated food. So Brahma became bewildered. That why? Now who is this person? And then Brahma stole the calves and the cowherd boys. But just after putting them into a mountain cave and closing the mouth with a big stone, big boulder, when Brahma looked back, Brahma saw Krishna is still sitting with his boyfriends, and the calves are grazing, and they're having a picnic. So that completely bewildered Brahma. It blew Brahma's mind. And then Brahma saw that actually all these cowherd boys are Narayan, and Krishna is sitting in the center. These cowherd boys are expansions of Krishna. They are Narayans. Brahma didn't saw in place of the cowherd boys, they are all Narayans. Brahma knew about one Narayan, and here he saw hundreds of Narayans around Krishna. And he recognized that who is this personality? That he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Brahma became very remorseful. Brahma felt very, very repentant. And he approached Krishna and begged forgiveness. Then, what did Brahma do? Although Krishna forgave him, Brahma came to a place called Navadvip. In the center part of Navadvip, there is a place called Antwadvip, the central island. And there Brahma performed penances. And finally, Krishna appeared to him, appeared to Brahma. And But Brahma never saw this form of Krishna before. Krishna's form is like monsoon cloud, but this personality's form, this personality was golden. And this personality assured Brahma, don't worry, there's nothing to repent about. You have been forgiven, I told you. So why are you undergoing these austerities and penances? Then Brahma, falling at his feet, begged him that this form I have never seen before. The Lord said, yes, in Kali Yuga, I'll come in this form. In Kali Yuga, I appear in this form. And Brahma begged him, please tell me, please allow me to also participate in your pastimes when you come in this form. So who is this form? This is Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. This personality is eternally present in the spiritual sky. He has his abode in spiritual sky. That is also called Navadip, the spiritual Navadip. And at the time Brahma requested him that generally I become very proud of my position as Brahma, as the most exalted personality in the universe. And due to this pride, I commit offense to your lotus feet, as I did in Dwapar Yuga. So please allow me to be born in a very, very low-class family in this pastime, so that I can become devoid of pride and I can maintain a humble attitude. So Krishna granted him his prayer, and that's why Brahma appeared in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes as Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Muslim family. So in this way we can see that how Krishna comes in this particular age, in this specific age of Kali, in a certain way, which is extremely unusual and extremely attractive. What to speak of Lord Brahma being attracted to this form of the Lord, even Lakshmi Devi, even Srimati Radharani became attracted to this form. There is a description that one day Radharani had a dream. This description is called Swapna Vilash. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Srimati Radharani had a dream that there is a beautiful golden personality who was dancing in ecstasy, chanting the name of Krishna. And he was surrounded by his associates, and they were chanting and dancing in a most ecstatic way. And this personality was so attractive that when Radharani woke up, she felt very guilty that she became attracted to somebody else. So she told Krishna that, I had a dream and I saw this personality and I became attracted to him, and when I saw that I became attracted to him, I felt like committing suicide because it was so inappropriate of me to become attracted to anybody besides you. Then Krishna assured her that actually that is me. So it's not that you are attracted to somebody else, you are actually attracted to me. Then Radharani said, oh, what a relief. But how come his complexion is like that? Then Krishna explained to her why he assumed that complexion. He told her, actually it's not my complexion, it's your complexion. And the ecstatic mood that you saw in him is not my mood, it's your mood. So you actually became attracted to yourself. But this is me and you together. And I decided to appear in this way because I wanted to find out what is the glory of your love, how much you love me, what is there in me that attracts you. I am attracted to you, but what is there in me that attracts you towards me? And by loving me, what kind of joy do you experience? Now, in order to understand that, I had to become you. Therefore, I have assumed this form. You and I became one. I have assumed your mood and I have assumed your complexion. Then this way the discussion continued, and then Krishna told that in experiencing your mood I will roll on the ground. And Radharani told him that so that the dust do not smear your body doesn't touch the dust, I will cover you. Krishna will jump in ecstasy and fall on the ground. In order to save you from that fall, I will embrace you. I will cover you. So in this way, this mood of Krishna, like Krishna in the mood of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, has been very, very clearly and specifically described, that how Krishna and Radharani became one. And Krishna assured her that Nityananda Prabhu, Balaram also will come, he will be Nityananda Prabhu, and Mahavishnu will be Advaita Acharya, and Radharani also will come as Gadadhar Pandit. Why Radharani will come again as another form, as Gadadhar Pandit? Because Radharani would like to see how Krishna performs her role. That's why she came also. although she is Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna together, but again Radharani is there to watch Krishna playing this role of the devotee and watch him perform this very, very wonderful act. So this is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the day of their appearance is also his appearance is very wonderful. It's on the day of Gaur Purnima, the day when that particular day there was a lunar eclipse. And actually the time of lunar eclipse is very inauspicious. But Krishna came to make everybody chant the holy name. So he selected that particular time to appear. Because of its inauspiciousness, everybody will be chanting Hari Hari and making the whole world chant the name of the Lord. He would appear in this particular time. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this way. Prior to that also, his appearance has another very wonderful aspect, that Mahavishnu, Advaita Acharya, he considered that this age of Kali is so degraded, especially this particular age is very, very degraded, very fallen. And only Krishna can, if Krishna himself comes, he can save the situation. Therefore, he made it a point to appear, to bring Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And for 12 years, Advaita Acharya was offering Tulasi Manjari with Ganga, calling out to Krishna to come. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagad Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. You chant this mantra and offer Tulasi Manjari and Ganga. And he would not just chant the mantra, he was roar in his thundering voice. He was requesting Krishna to come. So, at one point, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu admitted that I was lying down very peacefully in the ocean of milk in Shvetadip. But your roaring made me wake up. Because of your roaring, I had to wake up. I woke up. And because of your calling me, I had to come. So, just as Krishna, he appeared as a ordinary cowherd boy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appeared as an ordinary Brahmana boy. He is a son of a Brahmana, but extremely beautiful and extremely talented person. He was so attractive that the demigods came from the heavenly planet to see him. He was so attractive that whoever came to see him just became enchanted by his beauty. And they began to wonder who this is, who is this boy? Some thought that he must be a demigod taken birth, and some others thought this must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And Advaita Acharya's wife Sita Devi came to see him, and Sita Devi saw that this is Krishna himself, only his complexion is different. Same with Srivas Thakur's wife Malini Devi, and they were discussing that the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, only his complexion is different. So this is how Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the most auspicious day of Gaur Purnima, on the day when Krishna plays Holi or Hori with his associates in Vrindavan. On this day, Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip, Jogopit, in the house of Jagannath Mishra as the son of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata. So tomorrow is that day, so let us prepare ourselves for this very, very special occasion. Tonight there will be a ceremony in the evening, 7:15, to invoke the Lord's mercy and greet him, to invite him to come, which is called Adhibash. The day before his appearance, this Adhibash will be celebrated. So we will celebrate the Adhibash today at 7:15, and tomorrow we will celebrate the Abirbhav Tithi, or the appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The whole day will be the celebration, and in the evening when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, we'll have Abhishek and Kirtan. So let us prepare ourselves for that glorious occasion. Hare Krishna, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Does anybody have any question?
Krishna appears in the 28th cycle of the Vaivasvata Manvantara. So, is there any specific relevance of that particular time? I mean, why the 28th of Vaivasvata Manvantara?
Ashtobingsha Chaturjuge Dwaparer Sheshe. Yeah, in Vaivasvata, that is the time when Krishna actually comes, in Vaivasvata Manvantara. Now, what is your question?
Is there any specific significance of this particular time? Because, like,
I don't know. Vivashwan actually. Well, I can presume that because Vivashwan is his great devotee, and Radharani, Vivaswan is the sun god. Radharani is the worshipper of sun. And therefore, Vivaswan is a very special devotee of Krishna. So that's why, in order to bestow his mercy upon him, he appears on this particular Manvantara. Hare Krishna. But I can check it, like if there is any other, this is just a general response that came to my mind. Because Radharani is a very dear devotee of, Radharani is actually the worshipper of Surya Dev. Padma Bandhu Radhika. And also the family that she appeared is Bhanu family. Brishabhanu, Chandrabhanu, Brishabhanu. So Bhanu is Surya also. So, and it is also said that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was establishing Surya Siddhanta because Radharani is the worshipper of Surya Dev. Yes?
The reality of this Krishna consciousness, that without hearing properly from the bona fide spiritual master, one can become so deluded with one's own gyan and one's own ability. So I must thank your grace very kindly for allowing me to come here and actually hear properly, because this hearing is the panacea for all ailments, and I can feel and see very definitively how I myself am transforming simply by hearing. I have no words to thank you actually. I actually have no words to express what is happening in my own and my family's life. I can only but say thank you so much for this great opportunity. And you know the Maya that I came from. So your admonishment to the devotees to be serious, I can only say to them, they do not know how hellish it is out there. You know the hell you have plucked me from. So for me, the appreciation cannot be expressed in words, because I come from that very hell. And to hear now is a very, very divine gift. My question simply is this, my Lord. In the chapter, The Confidential Appearance of Lord Caitanya and Sri Krishna, it is stated that only Lord Caitanya can give rati and rasa, and that this is the distinctive difference between his lordship and all the other incarnations. Could you maybe expand a little on that, please?
Yeah. Okay. Before I answer your question, I'll also say that we are also waiting to hear from you soon. We know that you also have a lot to offer to all of us. And thank you very much. Thank you, Sitaram. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the giver of rati and rasa, especially in the mood of Vrindavan. The rasa, especially the Madhurya rasa, or three specific rasas like Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhur, friendship, parental and conjugal. And rati, the attachment to Vrindavan. So yes, very pertinent point. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the giver of that. This has been explained by Nityananda Prabhu in Navadvip Mahatmya. And also it has been described at the beginning of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. After revealing his pastimes to this world in Dwapar Yuga, the Vrindavan pastimes, Krishna considered that I reveal my Vrindavan pastimes, but how will anyone ever enter into Vrindavan? Because generally a devotee serves me in Vaidhi Bhakti, following the rules and regulations. And the destination of Vaidhi Bhakti, when one achieves the perfection, is Vaikuntha. You follow Vaidhi Bhakti, you enter into Vaikuntha. Right? When you achieve the perfection. But Vrindavan is beyond Vaikuntha. So if one gets stuck in Vaikuntha, how will he go to Vrindavan? So the point is, following Vaidhi Bhakti, serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, following the rules and regulations of the scriptures, one will go to Vaikuntha. So how will anyone ever come to Vrindavan? Krishna considered that. Therefore he decided to appear as a devotee, not as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, but as a devotee. And when one serves this devotee Supreme Personality of Godhead, following the rules and regulations of the scriptures, Vaidhi Bhakti, he will get access to Vrindavan. So that's why that, you see, to have access to Vrindavan, we have to go through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Vrindavan is the place of the ultimate culmination of the rasas. Otherwise in Vaikuntha there is Shantaras and Dasyaras. The rasas there are not complete. Just a partial rasas are there. But in Vrindavan, all the 5 mellows are perfectly situated, perfectly established. Therefore, one has to receive this understanding or relishing the culmination of the rasas, one has to approach through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah.
Was it Brahma's offense that made him take birth as a Muslim?
We have to consider that it's the pastimes of the Lord. Brahma cannot get bewildered. Right? Brahma is seeing the Lord every day. At least once every day he is seeing him in his Krishna form. Right? And every day he makes the same mistake. How is it possible? Right? We have to understand there is the arrangement of Yogamaya. Yogamaya bewilders Brahma so that the pastimes can be perfectly enacted. Hare Krishna. So, there was a question here.
I want to ask about the first wife of Lord Chaitanya, Vishnupriya, I think. She passed away very early and we don't have much information about her, or I don't. What was the significance of her appearance and her marriage to Lord Chaitanya?
What was the significance of?
Her appearance and her marriage to Lord Chaitanya, that she was part of such, she passed away so young.
Okay. Yeah. You see, when the Lord appears, he appears with his Shakti, with his eternal constant companion and potency. So the Lord has 2 potencies or Shakti, is Shri and Bhu, right? But the origin of these 2 consorts are actually Radharani and Chandravali. Or in Vaikuntha it is Sri Devi and Bhu Devi, Lakshmi Devi and Bhu Devi, right? So when he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Shri and Bhu also appeared as Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya. So these are Lord's eternal consorts. They are Lord's eternal consorts. So they appeared with him. And so in his Grihastha Lila, in his household the pastimes, he got married first to Lakshmi Priya and then to Vishnu Priya. But who are these 2 personalities? They are his greatest devotees, right? And you see, Lakshmi Priya's pastimes was short-lasting, but Vishnu Priya's pastimes was very, in a way, it's very, very pathetic. You see, she was just a young girl, about 16 years old. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left home, took sannyas. And in the house, there was no male member. There was just Sachimata and Vishnupriya, like an old mother and young wife. And there was no male member, and it must have been so difficult for them. Of course, the neighbors were there, others were, naturally taking care, but still, it's very, very painful. Must have been extremely painful for them. And Vishnupriya also maintained a very austere life. It is said that she used to chant one Hare Krishna mantra and pick a grain of rice. And in this way, she would collect the few rice, and she would cook that, and that's about all she would eat. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Shantipur, entire Navadvip went to see Mahaprabhu. But Vishnupriya Devi didn't go, because it is forbidden for a wife to see the husband after he takes sannyas, or it's forbidden for a sannyasi to see his wife of the previous ashram. So in this way we can see that Vishnupriya Devi is the personification of sacrifice of a woman. In that respect, Prabhupada said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes in this way, taking sannyas, leaving his old mother and young wife behind, totally unprotected. Those days, you see, women, what to speak of taking up a job, right? Women did not even go out of the house. A respectable woman wouldn't even go out of the house. Like sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to play naughty, and then when his mother would come to chastise him, he would run out of the house, knowing that mother wouldn't come out of the house in the road. So that is how strict the social structure was. Even Prabhupada said, even 100 years back, a respectable woman from a respectable family would not go out on a street, would not go out. They would be carried in a palanquin. See, sometimes when they would go someplace, they would be carried in a palanquin, and the palanquin will be covered from all sides. And if they went to take bath in the Ganges, you know how they used to take bath? They would dip the entire palanquin in the river. So that is how strict was the system, and that is the kind of life, a pure life that a woman used to lead. So can you imagine in a society like that, just a woman, old woman and a young wife, how difficult their life must have been. But Prabhupada said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas living in such a condition, leaving his old mother and young wife behind, just to teach us that for the sake of Krishna, if you sacrifice everything, if you leave everything behind, don't worry, Krishna will take care. If you have old mother and young wife at home, don't worry, Krishna will take care. Of course, in ISKCON, we are not so concerned about old mothers, but we are very concerned about leaving young wives behind. The sannyasis, if they are young and if they are married, we are very strict about giving them sannyas, because we feel it is a responsibility of the husband to take care of his wife and children. Does it answer your question? Okay. Yeah, Srimati Radhika.
In past times, Lord Brahma, even though he's a great personality, when he saw Krishna taking like that prasadam,
Lord Brahma?
even though he's a great personality,
Yeah.
when he saw Krishna taking prasadam like that, he was like bewildered and he was doubting his personality. Just like that, we people, sometimes we may not understand the pure devotee and we may find faults in them, sannyasis in them. Like just for an example, I heard that Srila Prabhupada, when he is engaged in constructing temples, printing books, like some of his own devout disciples and his god brothers, they started criticizing and they left.
His disciples were criticizing? Prabhupada's disciples?
I heard like
No,
some.
I don't think so. Not his,
I don't know.
at least none of his god brothers may have, but not his disciples.
I don't.
You can't imagine how Prabhupada was when he was present on this planet. Who would ever criticize
I don't know.
Prabhupada?
So just like that, sometimes in our neophyte stage, we may not understand our spiritual master what he is doing. Like
Yeah.
externally, we think, oh, how he's engaged in management and
Yeah.
he's doing all.
So what's
kinds
your
of,
question?
Yeah. So how to how to understand our spiritual master what he is doing, and how to.
You see, Vaishnav society follows one standard very strictly. That is, the junior never tries to judge the senior. That is a very strict standard. Not even the Vaishnav culture, the Vedic culture, that is the system. But in ISKCON, well, sometimes, because the movement is new, the culture is not properly established, that's why this culture is often not followed properly. And especially since so many senior devotees have fallen down, that this tendency has become quite prevalent. But doesn't matter, those who are confident about what they're doing, they'll carry on doing that no matter whatever others may think or say about it. Those who are confident about their intention, those who are confident about their, purpose of rendering service to Krishna for the benefit of the movement, they will carry on. Like that is also the nature. You'll always find some people who will find faults. But does it mean that the others will stop working or rendering service? So some people have the tendency to criticize, find faults. The caravan will pass. Okay, so thank you very much. So everyone get prepared nicely for tomorrow and prepare everything very nicely for tomorrow, especially the temple management. Get very seriously geared up, and everyone will stand behind the management and help organize the festival very, very nicely. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Bol Premanande Hari Hari Bol.